I do have calendar abilities. I am a high-functioning calendar savant. In the medical terms, that's what they call it. I can see calendars and can do calendars in my head, the days of the week, and then. But what I started doing since I was a child, I started collecting these dates, and I would put them into notebooks. And by putting them into notebooks, I started to see patterns emerge. And I was at one time thinking that I would be an engineer. I was successfully trained as an engineer, but I had some other difficulties. So even though I was one of the top students at a top engineering school at one point, I didn't finish engineering school formally. But so I kept collecting my numbers and kept collecting my dates in notebooks, and had some unfortunate life experiences. I was sort of on the streets and keeping my stuff in my notebooks, and I discovered patterns that exist in calendars, and I've also related them to sequences, progressions, recursions that exist in mathematics. And so what I did, I've had a fascinating idea of creating artwork for like future intelligent machines. This piece is about my ideas with architecture being influenced by calendar elements and the patterns that exist in calendars. How I made it was simply, I went through my notebooks of dates, thousands of years of dates, and the days of week, a day of the week of thousands of years of dates, and I happened to find some very rare occurrences, and I found with the numbers 7, 8, and 9 that there's this odd patterning that occurs. If I go to the year 1771 and list the days of the week, in other words, Sunday through Saturday, the days of the week as they occur in 1771, and if I happen to do a reversal of those elements, 1771, and I go forward to the year 7117, then there is a relationship that occurs. The days of the week shift by 1, okay? And in my mind, they're shifting to the left, okay? They're shifting in a certain direction. Yes, I simply use napkins. There was a time when I didn't have any regular paper, and someone gave me a stack of napkins to draw on, and I loved the feel, I loved the texture of them, and I've continued ever since. And today I stain them with coffee and tea, and I glue them together and sometimes stack them together in order to create the surface that I draw on. When I was a young person, I was a bit fascinated with the Titanic, and I knew a lot of facts about the Titanic. I knew, for example, there were 1,523 plus people that died on the Titanic when it sank on April 14th, 15th, 1912, a Sunday and a Monday. I knew many facts about the Titanic, like it was 882 feet, 8 inches long, 97.5 feet wide, 175 feet tall from the keel to the tunnel. I knew the weight. I knew facts about the the contents that was in it, and so I was fascinated with this. But then when I was a teenager, I happened to see the passenger list of the people that drowned when the Titanic went down, and I saw George Widener on there. My name's George Widener, and so this was amazing to me. You know, it was like I stopped and I thought, wow, there was a George Widener that drowned on the Titanic, you know, and so I started really getting kind of fascinated with the Titanic. I've captured a moment on here of that it was mourned. It started to become mourned on Tuesday. This idea of all these people, this great tragedy, this sort of 9/11 of its day, of this thing that people found unbelievable and stuff, that the Titanic was considered unsinkable. you know. And so what I did in this particular picture, I've captured that Tuesday moment by starting at the 1912, the April 16th moment, and then I went forward 700 years of Tuesdays, and captured wrote out all the Tuesdays, and that also corresponds approximately to the number of people that were rescued. So it's sort of each one of those people mourned in multiple ways.